Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Be Relevant. I am your host, Catherine Quinn, and this week I am joined by Love McPherson, the author of Why Didn't They Tell Me and Why Singles Are Still Single. Love, thank you so much for being here.
It is such a pleasure, Catherine.
I am so excited. This is my most awaited episode. I've done the men's panel, I've done the women's panel, but today I am joined by someone who knows. You just know, Love. You know.
Love knows. Love knows.
Yes. So I'm excited to sit with you. I'm excited to discuss what a lot of millennials and even all age groups are just wondering, the topic of love. How do you know?
Yeah.
How do you know?
And so you want me to answer that question? How do I
Sure.
know?
How do you know? How do you know? I mean,
how do I know that I'm in love, or how do I know about love, or what are you asking?
how do you know about love? How do you know that you found that person that you should spend the rest of your life with? Or that person who's even worth your time of figuring it out?
Well, you know what? You have to be reasonable. And so you will make sure you don't judge by emotions alone. You judge by realistic expectations. So if you're looking for the perfect person to be able to give the least amount of work to, my favorite quote that I'm known for is, "Can my love cover that?"
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That's what you got to ask yourself. When you find the right person, you'll see their greatness. That's the easiest thing. But to be realistic and see their flaws, because love covers a multitude of flaws. And so when you see that and you still say, "My love can cover that," that's when you'll kind of know.
That is so good. I love it. Okay. So can my love cover that? So let's talk first date expectations. Ladies did the panel not too long ago, and a few said, "I'm okay with splitting the bill, going half and half. We don't know each other very well." But my mother always taught me, start off the way you can hold out. In everything in life. Your job, your schooling, everything. What do you think about on the first date?
You know, I think that's very good wisdom on your mother's part. This is what I feel. It's strange to me that this is even a question. You know why? Because even in a work relationship, if I ask you out for lunch, who's paying? If we go to Miss Manners and I invite you to something, who's paying? So why do we find this big huge gap of what's absolutely just plain manners? If the guy is pursuing me and he asks me out, then obviously you ask me out because you can afford to pay. Now, this is the question. It's not about you paying. It's about where you want to take me, what kind of investment you want to make that first time. So if you don't want to make an investment, I totally get that. We're doing coffee, okay? It's Starbucks, we go. Or if you want to do, and I even suggest breakfast or lunch. Those are actually non-committal, type of dates. When it's time to get into dinners, maybe you're spending a little bit more. So go where you don't give the wrong impression. Go where it's safe for your finances. Go where it's safe for her to not over-assume or under-assume. Okay? But if the female cannot say, I'm okay with coffee, and she feel like, no, you take me to somewhere where there's steak and all kind of stuff, then you know what you got, okay? And so, I'm not saying, that's good or bad. You just have to decide, can my love cover that? Can my wallet cover it either?
Right, can my wallet cover that?
Absolutely.
So first date, clearly we have chemistry. I wouldn't have accepted the date if we didn't. But do we have that connection?
Okay. First of all, you got to wonder what kind of chemistry you have. You do have to ask it that. Because chemistry can simply be the chemicals that are being released in people's bodies when they feel a sense of attraction. That could be the serotonin, that could be the adrenaline, that could be the dopamine, that could be those type of drugs that mix up to create a love quotient in you. That's simply physical, and that's when you get palpitations and the sweaty palms and the racing heart and all that kind of stuff. And you see notice how Casper's like, yes, like, oh yeah. And then people fall in love with that feeling. And it's chemicals, but it lasts for 3 to 6 months. And after that, your eyes become open. And you see that person's flaws in living color. And that's when the real question comes. Because that's just a booster. That's just a booster to make you okay with falling in love or whatever the case may be. But don't get caught up on that. Don't get addicted to the chemicals, because this is what people do. They get addicted to the chemical feeling, and when it's gone, they think the love is gone. No, the chemicals are gone, and now reality is here, and you see that person's flaws, and you make a choice. Should I continue this relationship? Can my love cover this? Is the friendship that will continue, is it enough? And then, once you have mastered that, you decide, okay, I've been here, we've gone through this, and I didn't have a chemical boost to help me through it. Now, can I love this person unconditionally forever? Okay? And chemical free. Just make a decision to love. Because every day, feelings come and go. But decisions, depending on your level of integrity, depending on your level of working for it, decisions are what's going to keep you through the long haul. Definitely not a feeling. I wouldn't be married 34 years on a feeling. I'm telling you.
That's amazing.
All right.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm like, I need to hurry up and get married so I can get those kind of years. I'm in trouble. Okay, so after the first date, we have this chemistry, which kind of sounds like that could just be the chemical.
Okay.
Then the connection comes in. After that, six months later, and I'm like, can my love cover all the flaws that I'm starting to finally realize?
Do you realize that a lot of the connection that happens is through the times where you all have just worked things out? Every time you can manage through another case of, you know what, we miscommunicated, but we talked it over, and I understand you better, and you can be transparent, naked and unashamed, emotionally naked and unashamed, and yet you feel safe with that person because they didn't use what you had as a weapon against you, then that's when connection happens. Connection happens at the point of safety. That's where it happens. And so the safer you feel with that person, the better. Now, if now you might have had chemistry, but if that person is a serial cheater, you ain't gonna feel so safe. So you will never connect on a level of just whatever is mine is yours, because you don't feel safe. You need safety in order to have connection, in order to have intimacy. You can have sex, but you can't have intimacy without trust. And trust requires, I feel safe here.
Because you'll never be comfortable enough to be safe.
Absolutely not. You'll be on guard. And as I say in this book right here, there's only 2 emotions, but that I didn't come up with that term. The neurologists have determined 2 emotions, love and fear. Everything else is a variable of love and fear. So if fear arises in a relationship, why? Because you betrayed me, because you've shamed me, because you've disrespected me, because you don't listen to me, because you've become aggressive to me. If fear arises, then love goes down. It's a scale. And so you think, I have fallen out of love. No, you've grown in fear. I now fear your relationship. And depending on when you fear, it can be fear that is real and fear that's not real, okay? And so it can be a perception of fear because of the past, just because he's not returning your text, but he really at work, okay? And so that could be fearful because you remember the other relationship where it was an issue and they stopped returning your text when they were cheating. So now that's a fear, but he's just working. It's not a truth. So you have to begin to look at your fears and see how factual they are. Realign them. Realign the truth. You always have to operate in truth in relationship, and you got to challenge yourself in the truth and say, is this fear or is it something that has really happened or something I've created? I brought this in a relationship or something that happened in the relationship.
And so sometimes in your past relationships, you've been hurt and you are trying your hardest to just move on. You haven't taken the time to truly heal from your ex before your ex, you just continue to just keep moving on. So then you never reach this point of being whole.
That's right.
Because you haven't really seeked who makes you whole.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just depleted and you don't trust anything. Any sign, any red flag will make you seem insecure to this man. Mm-hmm. Because you question everything. Or like you said, he could be really at work, but you have flashbacks and you instantly go to, are you with another girl? So can you speak on the importance of, before you even accept this first date, being whole? I guess it's important to just know that you're content at where you are.
Yes.
Because I feel like if you're still in that past, you're going to attract someone just as broken as you.
Absolutely. You attract who at your own emotional health. So you attract who you are, not what you want, okay? Mm-hmm. And so what happens is this. When you get out of a relationship, this is extremely important because you're going to walk out with a bag. You're going to walk out with a suitcase. What you have to do is stop and unpack it and look at those items and see what you got in there. You open that suitcase and you say, I think I got heartbreak in there. Well, wait, look, I got some betrayal up in there. I think I got some distrust. I carry some distrust out of this relationship. You begin to assess what you took out of there and then begin to say, how am I going to pack that suitcase? And see, if you never unpack, you just keep piling on the suitcase from every relationship. And you bring this thing, you got bags all over the place, bringing them in, and you wonder why y'all can't connect. You can't connect because there's too much piles of junk. You're a hoarder. You're an emotional hoarder. So I'm saying, you go in there, you see what's there, you have to unpack. And sometimes that's sitting in the couch next to me or someone else that you trust who can actually help you unbiasedly unpack that suitcase. And so as you begin to unpack, you say, how do I heal from untrust? Because is this the truth? Because this is what your body does. When trauma happens, it defines it. And when that trauma happens, even with heartbreak, and it defines this, it will define, and if you pick up something, all men cheat. Men are dogs. Men are no good. I'm not worthy. I'm disposable. And it might not be those words that come out your mouth, but you begin to behave like it. You begin to put yourself at a lower standard. And so when that happens, and you take that out of that suitcase, I have just lost some of my self-worth. I have just lost. You have to reappraise. You have to do a reappraisal of yourself and say, is it true? Is it true that I have lost doubt? Is it true that I am going to allow myself to be appraised by someone who don't even feel their own self-worth? Because if he was happy enough, he would have treated you well. Hurting people hurt people. So how can you appraise your self-worth by someone who's hurting you? I don't care if that's a man, woman, mother, father, sister, or brother. You cannot appraise yourself on the basis of the price tag that was stapled on you by someone who does not even feel worthy themselves.
You might need to pause and go back and replay that part. Woo, that is so good, love. So some of us have carry-ons. Some of us have the full luggage that needs to be checked.
And some of y'all were walking around with them laptops they've been talking about that's going to explode the whole plane. Okay, but go ahead.
So, okay, let's say you have the check bag. You can't get on the plane. How do you begin to just unpack this luggage? You said you could talk to someone you trust. You know I've already come to that. I'll be transparent. I love. So you're unpacking. You're getting yourself to a good place. How do you not repeat the same mistakes of attracting this hurt person, or going back to your hurt self and attracting another broken person? How do you find the whole person? And I guess my question is, how do you know when you've reached the point of being whole?
You will be able, this is what will usually happen 9 out of 10 times. The same brokenness that you once saw will come back into your life. But this time, you will spot it and reject it. And you'll say, man, I'm just attracting the same thing. No, but wait. Let's reassess this. Is that true? Because this time, You said, no, I ain't going back there. I did that before. And when you see that you are not falling in the same ditch all the time, and that the first time you were blinded, you didn't even see he was going, but you just jumped right on in there and then just dog paddle till you finally somebody came and threw you a rope. This time you get over there and you say, oh, no. And so you decide I can't do that, you know? Like get out. They can stir the tea all they want. But you said I ain't falling for the stirring tea this time, you know? And so when you know that you don't have to fall for the stirring of the tea, then you know what? You have grown. You've learned your lesson, grasshoppers. You don't know that, but in my day, and so you've learned your lesson. Now you say, okay, I'm looking for something better. This is what you have to do. Don't be mistaken. But the fact that you were sent a test, know when this is now a test. The test is not to show God. The test is to show you. The test is to show you that you've grown. But if you don't even stop to see and celebrate, I passed the test, you will mourn something that was meant to hurt you again. You got to celebrate that one. Gone. Yeah. You know, that's the celebration time. That is not the mourning and grieving. But this is what you'll be deceived to say. I'll just never get the right person. Because the wrong person just keep on coming in. No, you saying, I've been hurt before. I'm not going down there. I'm going to stay with my value system. Because here's the thing, Jasmine. Your core values are who you are. In an apple, you can eat all around it, but what produces is the center. And that center right there is what will produce. Your core is what produces. So when you begin to select somebody, you want to select according to what you want to produce. Do you want to produce in your life heartbreak because this person is can't stop with all the women and disrespects you and flirts and or is aggressive or anything like that? Do you want to produce unhappiness? Do you want to produce somebody who is not a good father, who ain't taking care of 5 other children with 5 other baby mamas? Is that what you really want to produce in your life? Is that the lineage, the heritage, the posterity that you want to raise? If that's not, don't betray your own self and expect them to be true to you. Because when you walk away from your core and you lie to yourself, expect to be lied to. Expect to be walked away from. Expect to be betrayed just like you being betrayed. Why? Because you attract who you are. If you are a betrayer and you a liar, even if it's to yourself, you will attract the same thing.
That is so good, love. And you know what? I have had people tell me, you attract what you are, but what you just added on was the second layer of that, which is sometimes you have to celebrate that even though this person came to you, you recognize that it was not.
Celebrate the lessons.
Yes.
Celebrate the lessons and keep growing. Take every step and grow higher and higher. Those are tester kits, but you're growing higher and higher. Okay, he was a tester kit. Let's get this on and let's back it up. And I'm not hoarding this relationship. I'm going to clean this out of my life. I'm going to add truth to this. I'm going to say what this really was, and I'm going to leave it like that. But I'm not going to stop there and just and accept this as my destiny. Yes. This is a process of growth, a growth process, but that was not my destiny.
I love. Every time I'm with her, I'm just like, woo, it's too much. It's too much. So, wow. I had a lot of women to say, well, I love him. I know right now he's not ready. This is where relationships go, right? He's not ready. So do I continue? Do I leave him alone and do I move on? Or do I stick by his side and continue to try and prove to him that I'm the one?
Okay, here's the thing. You will never convince somebody you're the one. You'll never change anybody. As a matter of fact, we spend our whole life just trying to change ourselves. And that's the only person you have control over. When you're talking about proving that you're ready, there's different stages of he's not ready. There's the he's not ready because he's a baby man. Okay, a baby man who is used to women taking care of him, women filling out his resume, mama letting him stay in the basement. He don't have to do anything. That's a he's not ready. Okay, I call those a piece of man. All right, not like pizza slices, like piece
Like
of a man. Right, this is what you get. Not a whole man, a piece of a man. All right, and really, I don't even get to the piece of a man. That's a baby man. All right. Then there's a piece of a man who he does not know his self-worth, so he spreads his seed everywhere. He does not know the value of his seed, so he spreads it everywhere. And when you know who you are, you will not plant in everything because you know you will always reap. Okay? And so when he grows to the mindset that he realizes his self-worth and the value of his seed, and that he has some reality and realizations of where he's going and the type of woman he wants to attract, then he begins to grow. If that man is on that path where he is starting to realize, you know what, I was wild and out back then, but I'm just trying to get my life together now. I'm serious. Okay, money is a different thing. I'm talking about character. Where are we in the character building process? Money, of course, you're gonna have to look at that too. But when you say he's not having his stuff all together, well, character is something you work on daily. So is it he don't have it and he ain't trying to get it? He don't have it, he don't even know he don't have it, and he ain't gonna never get it because he don't even have a visual picture of what it looks like? Because if daddy wasn't there, mama wasn't there for him, and he has no idea, or mama pampered him, and he's a coddled boy, rather. What are we talking about when the ladies say, I'm going to show him? You're not going to ever show him how to be a man as a woman. You need to know your limitations. You need to know your power, where it starts and where it stops. I'll tell you where it's going to stop. It's going to stop at you teaching a grown man how to be a man. That's where it's going to stop.
And that goes back to your first point. Can your love cover that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, the sad truth about that is this. We actually develop tolerance levels for pain and dysfunction and trauma in our homes as we're growing up. Because a lot of times what happens is this. You will see that the people who have tolerated physical abuse, not all, but you'll see approximately 90% of them have witnessed it and they've learned to manage it. So once you learn how to manage dysfunction and you create a skill in that, once you create it, that's comfortable for you. Some people, men and women, they will know how to manage rejection. And they will always set themselves up for rejection because they know what to do. They know they're going to go into a pity party, they're going to come down, and they will literally go after men or women who are unattainable. And eventually rejection, and then they build themselves up, and then they come back. But they don't know how to manage love. They don't know how to talk. Their love can't cover love because they have never had it and experienced it. They don't feel worthy of it, and when it comes to them, they're looking at you crazy like, how in the world don't you see my flaws? How can I respect you if you don't see how crazy I am?
So you're doing more damage to the relationship trying to love this person because eventually they'll acknowledge that they were never worth.
Don't put a stray dog in the car and be surprised when they bite you.
Yeah. That is so true. Wow. Love you too much. Too much. Okay. So that brings me to my next topic. So divine confirmation. When you do meet a man or a woman and things are going well, this person appears to be okay, they're not as hurt, they seem whole. Is it true, or do you agree that you need God's buy-in midway through the relationship?
This is what I believe about that. First of all, God gives us free will to make choices as far as our relationship. I don't believe in there is the one that God has specifically chosen, because if you divorce them, then somebody else picking up yours is never the one. So we got it all scrambled up like eggs and we will never make it, okay? But God gives us a free will. Now, in doing that, one of the things that happened was if we look at the Bible, and you look at Adam and Eve, when when God brought all those animals to Adam, he paraded them to him, and he says he was trying to select a mate. Adam said, "There is nobody that was comparable to him, because he was made in the image and likeness of God." So what ended up happening was that Adam, God had to create what he needed for Adam to actually associate with and relate to, and that was Eve. So I said all that spiritual lesson to say this: when you're talking about relating to someone, Adam saw what the Bible said. How did he recognize that Eve was? He saw himself. You have to be able to see yourself, because what you attract who you are. Okay? And if you don't like your own self, and you don't even like what you have become, when you see it in your mate, you see it in your spouse, and even if you see it in your kids, you can't tolerate it. You can't handle it, because you have never dealt with it in your own self. And so when you're talking about choosing the right one, what you want to do is you want to be sensitive to what God says about them. You want to be able to see, God, is this going in the direction that you want me to be going in? So yes, you want somebody aligned with your purpose, but even if you don't know all the steps of your purpose, God often sent people out, and he says, just go, and I'll tell you as you go. So you might not have the full plan, but guess what you do? You have your core values. When you have your value system, you align people up with your value system, and your purpose will come out from your value systems, and where God is going to strengthen and position. And as that is aligned, wherever you go, you all will be able to work together. I didn't know I was going to do this at 21, but I did know I had a man who had good character, who loved me. I valued the faithfulness. I valued someone who loved God and who would listen to God. And once I got those characteristics, I knew that if God sent me out and my husband listens to God, then we were all good. I didn't have to know all the plans. I didn't have to know 30 years from now what I was going to do. I just needed to know, are you going to be the head who listens to God? And then once I felt that this is the person, the Bible said, let peace be your umpire. So now, once I get a peace in my spirit, if you feeling all nervous and you gotta, I don't know,
but you feel safe.
You feel safe. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not saying you feel everything is perfect. You feel safe first. You feel like this is a person that I can align in prayer or whatever I need to do spiritually in order to make this thing happen.
And that's a hard thing to do in this age. This day and time, a lot of people are not spiritual. They're not religious. And
you don't want them to be religious, because religious is a binder. And so religious is not a good thing, but spiritually, this is what you want them to do. You want them to have a relationship with God. And relationships, see, a lot of times people have not mastered a relationship with God, so they don't understand the relationship with you. This is what they do. Their relationship with God is like this. Oh, I read my Bible, checklist. I pray, checklist. I go to church, checklist. I'm good enough, God. So you like me? You love me, God? Everything gonna go? You're not gonna kill my kids? You're not gonna destroy my home? You're not gonna quit me? You make my job go? Okay, because I did everything right. It's all performance based. But that's not relationship. That is simply rules. And so we end up in relationships thinking, I didn't do this right. I must have not did this right. Love covers. If you're in a relationship, this is what it looks like. You don't pray for a checklist. You pray because it's like, God, so what about this, God? If I open my Bible, you know why I'm opening up my Bible? Not for a checklist. I'm opening up my Bible because I just want to see, what does he have goodness? What's some goodness he want to tell me today? Because I just think I'm the apple of his eye, and if he had a refrigerator, my picture would be on it. Okay.
That is so true. Not to be just stuck by this checklist of, okay, I have to pray today.
Yeah.
And sometimes having that will make you feel like it's something forced.
Because there's condemnation if you don't. And you'll think you're on the bad side of God all the time, and everything that happens to you, you'll think you deserve it. And therefore you go into relationship with this performance base. No, you should be able to love me and pray for me. You should still have unconditional love. Not unconditional relationship, but unconditional love. You love me, God said, okay, but you know that equals this. So you don't have to, okay, I understand God, but I didn't try. I didn't want that to happen to you, but that did. Now, you can't stay off of North Michigan Avenue. You know you're going to run up the credit cards, and we're not going to be able to go on all the dates like you did. I think because I don't love you and don't want to date you, but you wouldn't stop spending. You understand? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
so those are the type of relationships you have. It's consequences, sure, when we don't listen. But it's not because I'm trying to punish you and hurt you. I love you. And that's all. When you know the foundation that God loves you, I'm telling you, you have a different confidence.
Absolutely. So what last piece of advice would you give single men and single ladies that are out here and they're trying their hardest to just do right and find that special person that their love can cover? What would you say to that person?
This is one of the biggest pieces of advice that I would say to them. Especially when you meet somebody. It's just a date. It is not a proposal for marriage, singles. So when you have that first date with that person, literally, don't prepare yourself as though this is going to be an interview. No, everybody hates interviews. Why would you put interview in your mind? Why would you put, is he going to be my husband one day? Why is she going to be my wife? No, you know what you do? You literally go have your coffee or whatever you're going to do, and you sit there and be authentic. Be yourself, because one day you're going to be yourself again. All right? And they're going to have to make a choice if that's what really works. So what I'm saying to you, be yourself from the start. If you have no reason to be on this performance kick, if you have no reason to try to impress, then guess what? You won't have the pressure. And they will see that you feel people who are real. And on dates, you feel people who are real too. So just do what you need to do, and without expectations, and have a natural, true curiosity for that person. Just like you've asked me different questions, you really wanted to know. I felt like you were authentic. And so the same thing. If you see somebody, without judging them, without having to say, is that going to work for me? It doesn't matter right now. It's just a date, okay? And so what you do, if they say, and one of the things on my bucket list is to go to Africa for 6 months and do this, and then you immediately your mind is like, well, I would never want to be in Africa, and I wouldn't ever want to go for a date, so I can't like him because he ain't asked you to marry him. Just be curious, really. So tell me about that. Where did you come up with that desire in your heart? Like, explore. That's it. That's all. That's the next step. Not placing yourself in marriage with them, and now we can't talk again.
You're no longer spontaneous. You're just like,
you're rigid.
You're rigid,
and
you're like,
because
so
we fear rejection.
We're
fearing rejection, so we're positioning ourselves to not be rejected,
yes,
or to reject them before they reject us if we see something in their eyes. But you don't have, even if you see them feeling some kind of way, you just say, I think they're nervous.
Yes.
The fact that somebody is nervous and in awe about you is not a negative, because they're going to pretty soon see you, and that little sparkle might not be there all the time, okay? And so, so just enjoy it while it's there, all right?
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Exactly.
I love it. Love. I'm telling you, you're God sent to a lot of people, and I thank you so much. I'm so happy that I was able to share this light with you all, and I hope that you took notes, And I love, how can people get in touch with you if they're interested in sitting in this seat with you?
That's right. This is the office. This
Yes.
is the hot seat,
This is
y'all.
the hot seat. She's gonna get you together. No?
I get a sister or brother right up in here, okay? Couples, whatever you are. And so I'm going to keep it real, but I'm going to keep it passionate and love, right?
Oh,
Am
yes.
I right?
Absolutely.
And so we will explore, we will unpack, we will do whatever needs to be done in this chair. So go to lovemcpherson.com. It's real simple. Do you know Love McPherson? Love, you were looking for love, look for love, okay?
Yes.
lovemcpherson.com. And there you can book me, you can book the sessions there. You can book me for speaking engagements. I have something real fun called Just Us Girls, and you participate. We do a little round table with the girls in the room, and it's something. It's the new paint party, you all.
It is it's the best paint party because you walk away with more than a painting. You walk away feeling whole, and that is something that I do not say lightly. When I left Love's Couch with my girlfriends, because you have your support system, you walk away not only with a support system that you can be transparent with, but with someone, accountability partners, because you've already unpacked and now you know what you need to work on. Love might give you a homework assignment.
Yes, I will, always.
That'll make you better. It'll make you better.
Yes, and you know what? You just said it. That is my goal. That's my mission in life, to teach you how to #love better.
Love better. Love better. Love, thank you so much. And you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Take care.